Hey everyone, welcome back to Not Just Black and White. Here today we're going to talk about the WWE with my good friend Nick Olson. Nick, how are you?
I'm doing great.
That's fantastic. How's Raw doing in your opinion?
I didn't like it as much as I have in the past, but I mean, it was kind of meh.
Meh. All right, fair enough.
It was just meh.
Okay, so I want to start off with the awful. Just start off with what the show started off with. The awful panel.
The awful panel?
The awful panel.
Why do you think it was awful? So I can tell you why you're wrong.
Honestly, it just felt like John Cena could have did that promo by himself without anyone there.
Okay.
I don't believe you can win. Like, I feel like John Cena could just be like, I know people don't believe I can win, but I'm going to win.
But I mean, it gives him more of that big moment because he's saying it to, Hulk Hogan and
Shawn Michaels
Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels.
I didn't get the whole, maybe like Hulk was looking away, but I didn't see why John Cena was like, thanks for being on my side, but look at me when I'm talking to you.
I don't know. Possibly he looked away for a second. Who the fuck knows?
It's Hulk Hogan. He doesn't give a shit.
Maybe Hulk Hogan was like looking away because he didn't want Cena to see that he was lying to him.
Fair enough.
Maybe Hulk Hogan deep down didn't believe it.
How do you feel about John Cena's shirt coloring, by the way? Just a curiosity. The fact that it just happens to be red and yellow.
I mean,
just happens to be the colors of
Hulk
Hogan.
There was a really good comment I read somewhere, and it's very appropriate for Cena's new gear to be red and yellow because it looks like blood. It's gonna look like the blood and piss that Brock Lesnar beats out of him.
I mean, yeah, that was. I think didn't Paul Heyman say that?
It might have been some Paul Heyman.
It's probably Paul Heyman.
But I remember reading that somewhere, and I'm just like, oh dear God, I approve of this comment. I really just want John Cena to wear. I'm not even like, I get that he sells merchandise, but I don't know if, because I think it was right before you started watching, but WrestleMania 23 was when John Cena went up against Shawn Michaels for the WWE title.
Before I started watching it.
And at that time, John Cena had just done like the Marine movie.
Right.
And like his gear was a little more like he wore like the shorts still.
Right.
But like his shirt was, if I remember right, it was a black shirt that said chain gang on the front, and he would wear the military, like the army camo green like little
shorts.
Baby hat.
Yeah.
And like it worked a little bit better for him. And then like ever since probably like 6 months after that fact, it just got like, because that was like when he was doing his long ass title run of like 11 months or something, or 13 months or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But
Fruity Pebbles.
And then after that run, he came back and was all Fruity Pebblesy.
I don't think it was after that. I think it was after.
Well, that
WrestleMania 24.
That title run ended with Orton taking the title away from him, and then then he came back. Or no, he had to hand it over because he fucked up his shoulder. And the next WrestleMania was him, Triple H, and Orton for the title again, which I believe Orton won. If I have him straight, I could be off.
Yeah, because he came back when he came back in 08. He had like a. Whatever the Bulldog shirt was, where he had the Bulldog on. I don't remember what the name of that shirt was, but he still had the Bulldog shirt on. Yeah. And it was after 24 that he changed to Fruity Pebbles.
Exactly. And it's the whole. I hate the Fruity Pebbles thing.
I'm a huge fan of the John Cena that was with Edge, like that John Cena, the crazy John Cena. Yeah.
Unforgiven 2006, awesome times.
That makes me sad.
Well, because John Cena will never be that cool to you ever again, or because Edge doesn't wrestle anymore?
Edge isn't coming back, like CM Punk isn't either.
No, he's not. Neither is Paul Bearer, but I mean, we're going to move on.
That's awful. That's awful.
Dark joke of the day. But yeah, the panel was meh.
Speaking of people about to not come back, Jake the Snake Roberts is in the hospital for double pneumonia. When I heard he was in the hospital, I was like, oh, he fell off the wagon again. DDP's going to kick his ass.
Wow.
And it was like,
you said I'm the mean one.
Nope, double pneumonia. I was like, holy shit. That's some dark stuff, man.
It sucks, but I mean, nothing to say. I mean, I hope he continues to go through it, but I mean.
No ill will.
There's not much that really can be said on it. It sucks. You get old.
Yeah.
Eventually you're going to die. I mean, it's just that straightforward.
Oof. He's in a lot better shape than he used to be. But
yeah, man.
I mean, you don't see me buying fucking DDP yoga, though. I'm not buying that shit. I was like, looking at my waist, I can still see my dick. It's all good.
Somehow I kind of doubt that, but all right.
That's going to be the deal breaker for me. Is when I can't see my own genitalia, I'm going to have to be like, you know what? Time to get in shape. It's gym time.
Fair enough.
All right. So, what about Cesaro and Sheamus? Cesaro beats RVD, who's leaving the company now to get the #1 contendership for the U.S. title.
Is RVD confirmed to be taking another break right now?
He is confirmed to be taking another break.
Well, okay. Whatever.
His last match before this break was him and Rollins on main event, but still.
I don't get why they had two guys on a losing streak wrestle for a #1 contender spot. It seemed really odd to me. I feel like it could have been... I mean, I get that the point was to put Cesaro like on the card.
Right.
But they could have just had like RVD take the week off, maybe? Or maybe have like RVD do like wrestle this past Monday and then the next one. And have Cesaro and RVD both win. They could have made like a mini tournament. Like they could have done a 4-man tournament.
Or basically. They could have just had Cesaro beat Sheamus.
Yeah, but they don't want to do that if that's going to be the pay-per-view, though.
Right. But
not that it really matters. I mean, the pay-per-view is $10.
Exactly.
So. But I mean, it seemed really weird to me that they put two guys on a losing streak in there.
I guess so.
But I mean, other than that, the match was fine. RVD and Cesaro seem to have a pretty good chemistry.
It's RVD. He has good chemistry with almost anyone.
I wouldn't go that far.
Like I feel like
it's more Cesaro than RVD.
He wrestles awkwardly, but he has good chemistry with almost anyone.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
He's the potheads wrestler.
That is a true statement.
RVD 420 is a thing for a reason. So,
what do you think of it?
What?
The RVD Cesaro match that made Cesaro #1 contender. It's meh.
A lot of Raw is meh for me. Like, I get psyched at about 10:30. I get psyched at about 8. I just wait for the opening promo.
So from 8 to 8:30, you're in a happy place. And from 8:30 to 10:30, you're just kind of like, fuck my life. And then from 10:30 to like 11:15,
you're like,
yay!
Yeah, pretty much.
God, you're pathetic.
I mean, I enjoy the middle of the show, but they don't put anyone up there anymore.
Dude.
Like, I watched the Damien Mizdow. That was fantastic.
I was about to jack this in. I was going to fast forward you right to that.
Damien Mizdow.
The
Miz's stunt double. Oh, my God.
That was enjoyable. I enjoyed that.
This new Miz gimmick is fantastic. Like, it might be the best. It's the best gimmick they have right now. Like, gimmick-wise, it's the best.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Not even close. I mean, Bray Wyatt character is still a gimmick.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Kane character is still technically a gimmick.
It's corporate Kane. That's not. He's not.
Do you mean like? Do you mean like persona that's just kind of out there?
The person that doesn't seem like this. This is like an actual thing. Like Demon Kane and corporate Kane.
I can totally see the Miz trying to be that much of a smug asshole.
No, I'm saying I'm agreeing. I'm saying like to me, like Bray Wyatt.
Or that gimmick makes the most sense to you. Is that
yes.
what you're saying? Okay.
Yes, that's the one that makes the most sense. Like the Bray Wyatt thing, I'm like, all right, they just stuck a cult leader gimmick onto a guy with a beard that can talk. All right, that's fine. Corporate Kane. They took the demon out of Kane.
Now I get what you're saying, because I thought you were trying to say that Miz didn't fit the character.
No. He fits the character perfectly.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
I don't think there's not a single other person that could fit that character like Miz does. Period. Point blank. Not close.
Yeah. I won't argue that.
I mean, I'm not going to say I wouldn't enjoy seeing Randy Orton do that, but just my name is Randy Orton, and I have the money maker.
Dude, you had way too much like emotion in your voice for that to be Randy Orton.
Fair enough.
My name is Randy Orton. I have a money maker.
Yeah,
that's probably more up the alley.
Hey man, but Miz just puts so much chicken shittiness into the money maker, and like the hand motion's perfect.
I mean, I say it every time we do this little podcast, but that's just the fact of the matter is Miz is the best chicken shit heel like in the last 10 to 15 years.
Did you see I don't know if you saw the WWE inbox thing, but it was like...
I don't watch that shit.
Alright, well I saw it because I just happened to click on it, and it was like in the inbox, and the Miz goes, the Miz says, yeah, if you want to know more, just ask me because I have the moneymaker. And then it was, after the video, it was like, it was the Miz, he was like, click down here if you want to see more WWE Inbox, or click up here if you want to see more of the Moneymaker.
Please tell me if you click on the Moneymaker, it was like, did it take you like a YouTube that's like 3 hours long and just miss his face?
It was a Miz.
That would be fantastic.
It was a Miz playlist, was what it was. It was like the Miz's greatest moments, and I was just like, it's pretty good. I can appreciate that.
I feel like that'd be so much better if it was just like a picture of Miz's face.
10-hour loop of the Moneymaker,
just constantly.
The Moneymaker, just like the fucking Hypnotoad.
Yeah,
it's 10 hours.
Yes, it's 10 hours of Moneymaker.
Making money for 10 hours, girl. All right, so...
Dude, they could even stick ads on that because it could be on the official WWE YouTube channel. And like every 30 minutes, you get a 30-second ad.
Go to this link. Go to The Moneymaker.
For the next 10 hours.
Yeah,
it's
you have nothing else to do.
The Moneymaker, and an ad every 30 minutes.
I'm a one-man band, and I have a black guy with me now. I'm Heath Slater. Slater Gator. Slater Gator!
I'm really salty that Slater Gator lost, actually. I'm not even
Heath Slater should be undefeated. That dude, to me, is like the white Kofi Kingston. Like, he just loses constantly, but just is okay with it because he doesn't care.
That's not even close to a fair assumption, because Kofi wins a lot, too. Did you know that Kofi Kingston is actually, like, in the top 5 people for most wins on a Raw?
Did not know that.
Yeah, like, that's like a fun fact of the day. He's also close to top for most losses now. But, I mean, that really just kind of speaks to, like, the work ethic of the guy. He's on pretty much every show.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there was that one Raw, I think it was last year, where Kofi, like, pinned Randy Orton.
That was at the start of this year, I think, wasn't it?
And I think so. And, like, everyone was like, and the announcers were like, oh, my God, Kofi pinned Randy Orton.
Yeah, it was leading up to the Rumble for John Cena's rematch with Orton.
Yeah,
and Kofi won twice.
And it was like, okay, like, you don't remember Kofi, like, kicking ass, like, the past 5 years? Like, it's a miracle that he beat Randy Orton? Like, he was kicking Randy Orton's ass 4 years ago. Like, come on, don't treat it like some new rookie.
You have to remember that never happens because we have to remember we don't have long-term memories according to the WWE.
Yeah, well,
they're
retarded.
Happened in the last 6
they're
months
retarded.
Ago. We're not going to argue that because we're both in agreement and that's not fun for anybody.
Yeah, all right. I have to agree with you on that? Wow.
A little bit. Kind of sucks.
Oh, man, that's not entertaining at all. It's like watching TNA on a Wednesday. This is what happens when you TNA. So, just for those of you that don't know, a couple of months ago, a rumor got started because the Usos were standing in front of a SmackDown truck, and it said SmackDown Thursdays on Sci-Fi.
Fucking right.
So after that, TNA switched to Wednesdays like a month later. And it's amazing how simply because of a rumor, TNA switched the night of their TV.
That was not even a rumor. There was a picture of a WWE production truck saying, this Thursday on Sci-Fi.
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't that Thursday on Sci-Fi.
But that doesn't. They're advertising.
Yeah.
And they've already announced. I'm pretty sure they've actually gone.
They did announce. They said September. I think it might be this Friday or the next Friday is when they start taping on. Is when they start airing on Thursdays.
Right.
That's fine. Meh.
Man, dude, I'm so happy for that.
It's cool. It means that.
This means when Thanksgiving comes, SmackDown will be on Thursday again because the best SmackDowns.
Fair enough. All right,
because they always had like the giant like Thanksgiving party and like it just never ended well.
Let me check the calendar real quick to see what day Christmas is this year.
Oh God, be on Thursday. Be on Thursday.
Thursday. Christmas is on a Thursday.
This is gonna be great.
That's amazing. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Dude, is Halloween on Thursday too? Like how great would it be if the last like 3 big holidays of the year were just back to back?
Friday.
Aww.
Womp womp.
That's unfortunate.
I'll
take 2 out of 3 though.
That'd be great. Holy shit. SmackDown on every holiday though. Oh man. That'd be fantastic.
But I'm actually really happy that they're moving to Thursdays.
Hey, guess what else is on Thursday?
Not TNA.
New Year's.
Are you serious?
Yeah. New Year's Day is on Thursday, so
that's not as good as New Year's Eve, though.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
yeah. Now that I stop and think, now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense because New Year's is December's always 31 days.
Yeah. I mean, can we really complain? Like, we have like 3 months straight of.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Of SmackDown! Like 3 months straight of holiday SmackDown!
This is going to be all out there, but how cool would like a wrestling show be? Like, that's like on New Year's Eve. But instead of airing at the normal time slot,
it would air on Wednesday?
They air it like an hour later, and they just make it go until 12 o'clock. And then, like say
they'd have to air it like 45 minutes later. Because they always go, like, fucking over.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I'm sure, like, if it was for Raw, I don't think USA would really care.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you could have like them like count like their own like little mini ball drops.
It's the longest running episodic weekly television show in history.
Oh, really? Did you get that from one of those? Did you knows?
No, I got it from Michael Cole.
Oh well, all right then.
That douchebag Michael Cole.
But Michael Cole is the voice of.
He is the voice of my anus. If I had to give my ass a voice, it would be Michael Cole.
Fair enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Poop Bowl. My name is Michael Cole. I'm about to take a major shit.
Damn, dude.
That's my shit voice.
Fair enough.
Jerry the King Lawler's the voice I want to channel when I'm like, oh man, females.
So you say puppies.
My only Jerry Lawler's only redeeming quality in my eyes is divas. Yay, divas!
Speaking of divas and Jerry Lawler,
Paige versus AJ. I mean, there was the Nikki Bella.
I was actually going to reference to Nikki and Brie because Jerry was actually involved in that.
Yeah,
and I thought that was a really good segue, and then you just kind of didn't even catch that.
Well, if you remember correctly, there's a picture going around online of Paige covering AJ at SummerSlam, and Jerry the King Lawler looks like he just came in his pants. So,
all right then.
But anyway, all right, let's do Nikki and Brie Bella because it's less interesting to me than AJ and Paige.
Well, absolutely, but I mean, I feel like
Nikki Bella is super awesome.
Nikki was actually really good that night. I feel like both Bellas are just really good at being bitches.
Brie Bella,
their acting still sucks.
It seems to me like Brie Bella is being forced on us.
Oh, she is.
Like, and it's just not cool, man.
I mean, no one's gonna like.
I mean, that, Nikki Bella. I'm pretty sure everyone's cheering for Nikki Bella because we feel like that's Nikki Bella. Like that's the human being she is. Like you see it on fucking Total Divas.
Did you hear, by the way, that apparently like Brie almost had a concussion from being thrown off the stool?
Sounds hilarious.
And then somewhere else, I can't remember where, but then I read something else. Or it was sent to me, I don't know. But apparently the Bellas are going to intentionally work stiff with each other because they want it to come off as real as possible. Minus Brie's terrible acting skills.
Fair enough.
So I'm just like, you know what? I'll give them both a little bit of props for it if they're both willing to work stiff to try and make it a little bit better.
Seems decent.
But goddamn, Nikki Bella's a really good bitch.
Yeah. She's this great bitch. She just went to Stephanie McMahon school for a couple months.
I don't know if she went at all. Maybe she's always had it in her. She's never got the chance to be the solo bitch.
I mean, she's dating John Cena. Like, it's well documented that John Cena is an asshole to everyone unless you have kids. It's, like, well documented.
I don't know about that. I mean,
he doesn't bury people like Randy Orton does, but
that just seems like more like rumor, though.
It's been well documented that John Cena treats
I'm sure
people
there
like
are
garbage.
times when he gets sick of dealing with people, but fucking whatever. I don't like people either. People suck.
Yeah, but you're not some guy that's supposed to be the face of a company. So
very true.
Who the fuck would put your face on that fucking billboard?
A blind man.
Billboard. Blind man billboard. So I like that feud. I like it a lot. I mean, it's.
I hope it doesn't go long because I really wanted to get back on track of Brie versus Stephanie because I really wanted to see Stephanie beat the shit out of Brie Bella again.
Yeah.
And what I'm personally hoping for,
that pedigree,
and like I always have like my little my wishes and my dreams kind of thing.
Yeah.
I want this to go until maybe like this will probably be a match on Night of Champions. There's no way to get around it.
Yeah.
But I really hope like that's where it stops, and then at Hell in a Cell, like let's say Brie Bella wins over beats Nikki Night Champions,
and then at Hell in a Cell.
She could face Steph. No, not in a cell match, but then she could face Brie again, like in some other kind of match. Because I don't think
Hell in a Cell, bro.
I don't think they need to have an Hell in a Cell match.
I mean, they should for Paige and AJ.
But let me finish because I want Paige and AJ to go at a Hell in a Cell match because I hope they go to a draw. But we'll cover Paige and AJ when we get to that.
Yeah. So speaking on the next, I guess the brother sister sibling feud. This is
segue to the Dust Brothers next.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm in your fucking head.
What?
I'm in your head.
No, you're not. Get out of here.
Or I just read the notes I gave you.
Or I just thought of it in my head because it makes sense to transition from a sibling to a sibling. Anyway.
You're so unoriginal.
So this is the part of the show where I kind of zoned out and I just kind of like got back at the end. I actually got back. I think I was making like a salad.
I don't believe me or not. Single second.
No, let me finish.
So by salad, you mean you had like some chocolate chip cookies?
No,
you throw some whipped cream on that.
By salad, I mean
sprinkles.
By salad, I mean I had like 3 pieces of lettuce and 50 croutons. Do you believe me now?
No, I still feel like your definition of a salad was you took a bunch of cookies,
No.
you like cut them in half, threw them in a bowl, done some ice cream on top of that, put some sprinkles, and then and then your dressing was like some fucking chocolate Hershey sauce.
I actually don't have any of that in my house, so that's a no.
But you would do it.
I totally would, yeah.
Yeah, to me that's more feasible than you eating a salad.
Anyway, so I come back after the break because to me I'm like, okay, they're gonna have a babyface versus babyface tag team. All right.
Why would you walk away
from a babyface tag team? Because it's boring.
It wasn't even that boring. Those matches are always like the big fight feels. Whenever you get that face versus face matchup, it's always supposed to be like a big thing. Right? Meh. What do you mean meh?
Meh.
Ah, you're fucking terrible.
I'd rather seen Ryback versus the Usos.
Don't lie to yourself.
I just want Ryback to break away from Curtis Axel, man.
Wait, was this when was the Raw that they were at Vegas? Was that last week's?
Yeah.
God, Ryback got getting all those cheers, man. That made me
people cheer Ryback every time anyway. People just super cheered him because they were in Vegas.
It's his hometown or whatever. But yeah, like just the Vegas cheers made me remember the good days of Ryback when he was just beating the fuck out of three random guys at the same time.
three random people. Apparently, they cut the pay for those people too. Like they used to pay him like $250. Now they just pay him like $100. Which I mean. I don't know what...
I doubt that.
That's what they said.
I mean,
it's budget cuts.
I don't know.
Vince McMahon lost 1/3 of his net worth. They have to cut back.
Yeah, but they haven't had like those kind of people on TV in a while.
Yeah, but that's what they said though. They have them in dark matches all the time, and they still pay them for the dark matches.
I don't think they've had like a non-WWE wrestler in a dark match in a while.
They have. I'm pretty sure they have.
When was the last time you think there was one?
Probably when Rusev was still building up. So like a few months ago.
I doubt that. They probably fed Rusev to like Justin Gabriel or some shit.
I'm pretty sure they would feed him to non-NXT guys. Anyway, so back to the Dust Brothers and Usos.
You're wrong. Moving on.
So the Dust Brothers turn heel after Goldust is like, all right, you got counted out on purpose. That's some fucked up shit. And then apparently they start beating the fuck out of... I mean, I don't really... They started beating the fuck out of the Usos.
That's essentially what happened. It was actually a really solid match to watch. It was probably my favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
And the count out ending, I think like whichever Uso was in the ring at the time, or was like the active team member, got counted out. And he was doing the traditional, oh, I hurt my knee really bad, and he's trying to get in and do the whole fighting champion kind of thing.
Yeah. And
then when he makes it in like after the 10 count. And the other Usos up, sitting with him and, trying to make him not feel like a piece of shit for getting counted out.
Yeah.
And Goldust just, like, walks up, snatches the microphone, and goes, no! And, like, his tone of voice was just spectacular.
I want to hear this. And I have to, like,
I haven't heard Goldust, like, speak, like, sentences in a while.
Right.
And when he's...
Goldust.
Like, it was just... I wasn't expecting his tone of voice. And, him just, like, going off, and then all of a sudden he just, like, kicks the Uso that wasn't hurt, and Stardust, without missing a beat, just starts beating the fuck out of the other one.
That sounds fantastic.
It was pretty solid. It was a good setup, and I feel like we now are going to have Usos versus the Dust Brothers at Night of Champions.
I mean, they needed to have a heel tag team, and the Dust Brothers happened to be the second. I almost
feel like it would have been better for the Usos to do it, but then again, they did this work with John Cena, so...
Right. I agree.
Slater Gator, boom, heel tag team. They could have done it.
Slater Gator. I mean, that's not.
Shut up, you don't know that.
I'm pretty sure. All right, I am very.
You know what else they could have done? Sure. They could have just called up the Ascension from NXT.
Fair enough.
You want a heel tag team? Those motherfuckers are monstrous.
I mean, yeah, they're scary, dude. They're super scary. All right, speaking of NXT, I did know this.
Is this the NXT Power Hour?
This is the NXT Power 5 minutes.
Yeah, whatever. Dude, I want an hour.
William Regal is the new NXT general manager.
Don't like it.
Really?
Yep.
William Regal is the general manager? You don't like William Regal as a character
he's not on commentary.
I'm sure he'll be on commentary.
Nope.
He won't be on commentary anymore?
Because the reason they gave it to him, again, this is from what I was sent. The reason they made him a GM was because they wanted him off commentary. Because apparently someone... Again, this is all, the rumor and conjecture and whatnot. Apparently some of the NXT, like the guys that run like the NXT stuff, feel like his commentary is bland or overcomplicates things for the average viewer.
Wow.
Which I think is a bunch of horseshit because if someone's paying for the network, they're probably
not stupid.
They're probably not like the typical 12-year-old fan. They probably have some inkling of what's going on. But apparently that was the reason why they pulled him from commentary to the GM, because then he could be on TV a little bit less. And yeah,
I mean, Albert doesn't do a terrible job of commentary.
Albert does not. No, I actually don't think I have a single problem with any of the NXT guys anymore.
Yeah,
Alex Riley was probably the worst, and even then he's gotten better.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better. I mean, he was working with Booker T for how long? You get better at talking when you're with Booker T.
Well, it's just, you get better over time.
And Renee Young's on their commentary now.
No, I know that.
That's fantastic. Most valuable diva in the company, damn it.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
It's my favorite diva. She has a foot fetish, by the way. Did you know that?
Congratulations. She's dating Dean Ambrose. You're not going to get close to her.
Don't care. She likes psychos. Why can't you date a fat guy? But that's pretty close.
No. One of them is deemed dangerous and attractive. One of them is deemed stupid and ugly and retarded looking.
Oh, that's not very nice.
I believe you fall in the second category.
False. I'm just crazy. I'm hanging around you all the time.
I'm the crazy one. You're the fat one.
No! Damn it, no!
Yes, actually.
Damn it!
That literally sums up us perfectly.
Speaking of crazy.
I'm CM Punk, you're Luke Gallows.
Oh.
Aww.
Paige versus AJ.
I like it.
I love it. I want some more of it.
I wish more had happened this past week, but I mean...
You should have said I want some more of it this past week.
Whatever.
It's a song.
I'm not doing that.
All right, well, you're a jerk.
Yeah, well,
okay, so, anyway. Raw wasn't super, pushing of the feud. SmackDown, AJ comes out with chocolates, and I think it was flowers? Was it flowers?
I don't remember.
I think it was chocolates and flowers, and Paige smacked the chocolate out of her hand.
Oh, please tell me, AJ. I don't think I watched.
My little crumpet. my little crumpet. I love me little crumpets. You like crumpets as much as I do? My little English crumpet.
Was there going to be a crumpocalypse?
Yes.
That's a Borderlands 2 reference for the people that catch that.
Okay, so Paige versus AJ. We both said we want that in Hell in a Cell. In an actual Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, I feel like if they continue to hate each other, and if they can keep momentum and people invested in this, I feel like this could be, because if memory serves, there's not been a female Hell in a Cell match yet.
No, not yet. Never.
I could easily see these two being.
I feel like if there would have, historically, if there would have, it would have been Lita and put other diva here.
Lita and Trish Stratus.
Lita and Trish, or Lita and Jacqueline.
Yeah, just something.
Badass divas.
Yeah,
super badass
I can
divas.
see it.
Yeah, man. I hope they go outside the cell, because those are the best Hell in a Cell matches.
I don't think they would, because they don't want to risk it. Let's say hypothetically we get what we want and we have Paige and AJ in a cell.
Right.
I don't think they would let them go out of the ring because they want to save those moments for. Again, this is if we get what we want. The Ambrose Rollins Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, I mean,
because
they have to do something with the cell though. They can't just leave the cell there and ignore it.
You could throw them in the cell. You can do some pretty tame things still in a cell match while maintaining the brutality of a Hell in a Cell match.
Right. I feel like the cell should be involved though.
Oh, I mean, absolutely.
Or if you can't make it a Hell in a Cell match, Extreme Rules. Something where I can see Paige and or AJ take a chair and smash the other one's face onto said chair.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Concertos, bro, all day.
All day, every day.
Concertos, all day, every day. I love concertos, especially when they're with women. Concertos, yeah. So, let's just say, for instance, Paige and AJ at Night of Champions. Who wins?
I didn't think that Paige was going to win after just retaining, and I almost feel like they want to do a game of hot potato, so there's always constant one-upmanship.
Yeah. But
because I don't like it when the title gets hot potato, I'm gonna pick Paige again.
I'm picking AJ this time.
But I mean, I wouldn't. It sounds like a cop-out answer because what I want to happen is I want Paige to keep it because I hate hot potato reigns.
Right.
But and I feel like they're gonna keep it on Paige because they hot potatoed it last pay-per-view.
Right.
I don't think the hot potato would stack it 2 times in a row.
I mean, after Hell in a Cell, they have to stop with Paige and AJ. They have to.
I mean,
because that's a Mania main event. you can't have that going on all the way. Like, you can't sustain that feud 6 months. This isn't 2006.
I mean, you don't know that. It's possible that something crazy happens.
I mean, I don't think that's possible. Like, I can see...
They could be feuding without actually wrestling each other constantly. Like, let's say, like, we'll do some hypotheticals here.
Right.
They make it to Hell in a Cell. For the purpose of this example, we'll say AJ won Hell in a Cell.
Right.
So we'll say AJ wins the feud.
Right.
For the next few months, they could still feud without actually being competing. Like, let's say, for example, AJ wrestles a match.
Right.
And wins. And she's doing an interview in the back. And just Paige walks by. And they both stare at each other. And Paige keeps walking.
All right.
And then, like a week later, exact same thing happens with Paige. And Paige wins her match. And there's an interview. And
AJ walks
by. And gives like the Luigi death stare from Mario Kart. You know, like, I'm going to cut a bitch. And just keeps going.
All right.
Like they could easily kind of like stretch it out, and then like they could like make them like if there's like a tag like a 6 diva tag match, you could have AJ on one side, Paige on the other, and like for like 3 or 4 minutes you could have them not actually wrestle each other just to make people remember, hey, these bitches hate each other.
Yeah.
And then you always have an immediate access to another feud that you can pick up whenever you need it.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know. Paige and AJ so good. Ugh, amazing.
Yeah.
Like, they're so good. They're just, like, the best divas on the roster, except for Renee Young.
I feel like if there's going to be a Diva main event, though, it's going to be AJ versus Stephanie McMahon. I still want that to be the big... I want AJ to be the Daniel Bryan of the Divas division.
So what you're saying is you want there to be a Divas match where the winner faces Paige for the WWE Divas Championship at WrestleMania. And AJ wins by a miracle. Then AJ wins at WrestleMania. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, in the same situation.
I was saying that. I think it would be fantastic.
Well, that's the exact... You don't want to do the exact same thing that happened before. But I feel like they could do something along the lines of... AJ just starts getting on a hot streak, and she gets kind of lippy to the Authority. And Stephanie decides that she's had enough of this punk bitch, and... She said that, by the way. Punk bitch. And then just...
Don't make me cry!
And then just, like, intervenes. And then, like... She and AJ start feuding like right after Elimination Chamber.
I feel like at some point they have to address the fact that CM Punk is AJ's husband. Like she's gonna say, maybe I'll make you quit like CM Punk.
That'd be sweet. But
if she said that, and then like AJ just automatically beats the shit out of her because everyone knows that they're married now.
Oh yeah.
Everyone that's not a 12-year-old.
I agree, but I mean.
So your brother does, but
I don't think that'll happen.
It would be fantastic.
But I feel like it'd be really cool, like, after Elimination Chamber, AJ's champion, and then she starts feuding with Stephanie McMahon.
I feel like there has to be more build-up than just Elimination Chamber to Mania.
Well, there would be. Like, say Stephanie starts trying to fuck over AJ.
Right.
And the best part is, here's the best part, and I'm going to steal this from a guy who writes wrestling columns. I read this years ago. I don't know the guy's name, but he writes wrestling columns on one of the random websites.
Okay.
And he basically makes... He writes a segment for AJ that would immediately make her into the most over babyface diva in the last, probably since Lita or Trish Stratus.
But
here's how this segment would go. You know that This Is Your Life segment?
Yeah.
The original one, not the John Cena one?
Yeah.
You could easily do one of those with Mick Foley doing it for AJ. And hang on, it actually starts to make sense. So you do the generic stuff, you know, high school boyfriend, college friend, so on and so forth.
You have to bring Caitlyn back if you're doing that.
You have to do what?
Bring Caitlyn back if you're going to do that.
You could do that. But it all builds up to this one point where Mick Foley starts telling AJ, when you were a little girl, this is what you dreamed of doing. And he starts showing photos, because there's actually a very famous photo of AJ meeting Lita.
And she's crying.
And she's bawling her fucking eyes out.
Yeah, no. I looked at that and I was like, how old was she when she did this? She was like 12.
Yeah, she was really young in that picture. Now imagine they start playing some really sappy-ass music. Those pictures pop up on the Titantron, and all of a sudden Mick Foley introduces the final guest, and it's Lita. And Lita starts walking down, and the best part is they could not tell AJ about Lita, or maybe they tell her before, and AJ becomes a really good actor. But I would not tell AJ at all. I would make her ad-lib it. I would have Lita come out, actually surprise AJ. AJ would start. She wouldn't like bawl her eyes out anymore.
She would cry,
but she would definitely fucking cry.
And then Lita hits her with a twist of fate.
Possibly.
Yeah,
that's a thing you could do. But I wouldn't do it because then after like you have that moment kind of thing where everyone is watching and is like, I'm a fan, AJ's a fan, I can relate to her on that kind of a level. I like this chick now. And it's literally, boom, instant babyface.
But everyone likes AJ, period.
Yes, but now they they like her for the reason that the WWE would want them to like her for.
All right, fair enough. I agree with you on that. That actually does sound pretty solid.
And like, boom, and imagine that segment if AJ was feuding with Stephanie McMahon, who's like the evil boss of the Divas. Like, let's say Stephanie beats the shit out of AJ, like on like a random Raw,
right?
And then like a week or two later, AJ's like really down. She doesn't think she can win anymore. She's not feeling it. Boom, you have the This Is Your Life segment. Boom, AJ feels reinvigorated, and then holy shit, you've got probably one of the more anticipated matches for like a WrestleMania.
All right, fair enough. I can see what you mean on that. I can see how that would be like a super awesome thing. Like, that's the thing. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, like that. Just it seems like it'd be too good, and like it's not my idea. I wish I knew the guy that wrote the column that I was read.
Right.
Actually, I think the guy's name was like Tito or some shit.
Tito. Good job, Tito.
Well, like
here's looking at you, Tito.
That's like the columnist name. I don't know if.
What if like WWE was just like, you know what? We're out of creative. Let's start looking at columns. Let's start listening to podcasts and looking at columns. Then this exact thing happens like 3 months later.
But yeah, easily. Like I feel like that would just.
This is your life.
Whoa! Yeah, and it seems like it'd be too good not to happen.
The John Cena "This Is Your Life" was funny.
It was funny, but that was only done because he was going up against The Rock.
Who remembered Bill Buchanan?
I sure as fuck didn't.
You were my tag team partner, and you abandoned me.
To be fair, I wasn't really watching at the time, so.
I mean, no one really gave a fuck. All right, so next thing's next.
So just so I'm clear, you do think the AJ idea is good, though, right?
I agree.
So
you should.
I'm gonna take that as a win. I feel like
I feel like you take that as a loss because I thought it was good.
I feel like you should have to buy me like a dinner now.
We all know I'm poor as hell. I'm super poor.
Fact.
Especially fact. All right, so next thing's next. I'm gonna read this just as it's written down on my little notepad here. Mark Henry, WTF?
What the fuck?
Would you like to explain for the audience?
All right, so I love the concept of Mark Henry and Big Show as a tag team.
Right.
Because they both wrestle kind of slow. Sometimes it can be like no one likes to watch them do full matches, but as a team, you know they can.
It's super cool because when there's a big guy and a big guy, or a big guy and a little guy, there's always like, whoa, look at that. Exactly.
So, like the potential for a really cool tag team is there.
Right. Oh, obviously, it's been there for years, and they've been teasing it, and they've never like pulled the trigger on it.
So I'm all for the idea of them as a tag team, and I was really happy because they did a tag team match like on Raw.
Right.
And then Rusev comes out and does his spiel. I think he beat Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. Again. And there's no heel black people.
Oh, dude, I got some news for you about that actually.
All right.
But
tell me about that.
So Rusev beats up Kofi Kingston, starts talking shit in Russian, and then Mark Henry comes out and just whoops his ass. Yep. Why the fuck is Mark Henry? Did they like change the script like halfway through the show? It just seems really unless they're gonna bring like a tag team partner in for Rusev, dude, which I would be all for.
I'm telling you, this is gonna happen. This is what happens. They have their plans for the show, and then they see some internet column, and they're just like, "That's a good idea." You know what? We're not doing this anymore. We're doing this.
But it seems so off the wall and random to me that you'd have this really cool monster tag team, which by the way, if that tag team went heel, it probably would be like incredible just for the division itself. But you have this really solid tag team story like development you could do. And all of a sudden, Mark Henry just comes out there without the Big Show. If he came out with Big Show, I wouldn't have hated it as much.
Yeah.
But he comes out there by himself.
I feel like what should have happened was he comes out with Big Show. He goes, no, I got this. Sends Big Show to the back.
I would have accepted
then walked up. That would have been fantastic.
I wouldn't be fantastic, but I still would have accepted it. Because then at least you're showing that Big Show and Mark Henry have each other's back kind of thing.
Right.
So if this doesn't... If Mark Henry and Rusev feud with Big Show just being left on the side after they've debuted as a team, like in that same show.
I love Big Show.
I mean, I like the Big Show too.
Super cool.
But what the fuck? Like, That's why the note just says Mark Henry WTF, because it's literally just a what the fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
they could have just not shown us the tag team on Raw because
right.
And then, because it had been a while before last Monday where we saw them actually on a team on a show.
Right.
And it wouldn't have been a problem. But they show them as a team, and then an hour and a half later, Mark Henry is out there by himself doing his thing.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if this turns into a tag team feud, all of a sudden Rusev gets a backup guy from somewhere.
I don't know where the hell they're going to find someone for that.
I don't know either. I mean, there's a couple guys. I know there's another big dude on NXT.
Bull Dempsey?
That might have been it.
The guy that wears the singlet or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it's Bull.
Well, yeah, but
he's just a big dude. He looks cool.
You just change his gimmick. You fucking throw something else on him. You make him another Bulgarian dude, and boom, fucking, you have the Bulgarians, or something along those lines.
Just call them the Brutes.
I mean, whatever. And then like that, then I'd be cool with it. But I feel like if that was the case, they would have had Big Show be out there too.
I guarantee you,
build up for a tag
if they put him in a tag team, they're going to shove Ryback on him.
I don't think so. Ryback is
they're stupid enough to do that.
I don't think they do that.
They had him in a tag team with Michael McGillicuddy for the past year almost.
It's Curtis Axel, first of all.
It's Michael McGillicuddy.
See, you're that asshole. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Who's when Bray Wyatt debuted, you were probably calling him Husky Harris like a dick.
No, I was actually calling him Bray Wyatt, and I didn't remember that he was Husky Harris. Until people were like, Husky Harris. I was like, oh my god, he is Husky Harris.
Respect the performer just a little bit enough.
No, I thought he was Bray Wyatt. No, I'm just calling him Michael McGillicuddy because it's the stupidest name ever.
It is a really stupid.
I think you should.
It only worked because the only reason I didn't hate McGillicuddy was because his name was the McGillicutter. So, I mean, it kind of played off itself a little bit. But yeah, I do agree Michael McGillicuddy was a pretty god-awful name.
Curtis Axel, that's a good name.
It's a lot better than Michael McGillicuddy.
Isn't every name?
Nah, probably. I
was actually hosting a fantasy football draft today. That's where I was before we did this. And one of the names, I believe, was Adarl Elderway or something. And I was just like, all right.
Eldorado?
No, it was Elway. Or it was Eldaway or some shit like that. Eldar.
All right.
And I was just like...
Eldar.
Who names their child that?
The mystical elf.
I understand.
It sounds like a Lord of the Rings character, dude.
It's a giant black guy. I'll tell you that.
He's an ogre.
He's in the NFL. He's sure as hell ain't white. He wasn't a quarterback. Anyway, you want to talk about this last, so I'll let it go last.
Well, I mean, it makes the most sense to talk about that thing last.
Roman Reigns finally jumps in on the Rollins feud.
He's not really jumping in. He's just kind of stepping in to replace Ambrose.
I mean, they're going to have him fight him at Night of Champions, probably. It's going to be like a 3-on-1 match. He's going to win.
Maybe. You know what would be solid? They do Roman
Rollins
feud, and then a Night of Champions. It's scheduled to be a 2-on-1 handicap match. And let's say someone else jumps Reigns from behind. And so, Reigns wrestles the handicap match already hurt.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Ambrose comes in. That'd be pretty solid.
Either that. I was actually thinking about this on my way here. I was like, what if Ambrose comes back?
If you say turns on Reigns, I'm going to be super salty with you.
You're going to be super salty with me. So I was like, what if he he's on Roman Reigns' side. And they're standing and talking to the Demon, and he's talking to Rollins. And he just, cuts fantastic Ambrose promo, then just goes, and I realized what's best for business, and then just smashes Reigns. Dirty Deeds Reigns. Come on.
I mean, it'd be cool. I feel like if they do that,
but that takes a lot of momentum, and that takes away the big main event from
the issue with that with me anyway is that first of all that would negate any chance for a Hell in a Cell match between Ambrose and Rollins, which I still really want.
Everyone wants that.
I also feel like if they have to sacrifice both Ambrose and Rollins to maintain Roman Reigns' push, I feel like that's not not best for business.
You don't destroy 2 stars to make 1. That's not good.
Especially because I feel like Ambrose, out of the 3, Ambrose I feel like has evolved the most since the Shield breakup.
Ambrose has shown the most potential point blank period. Roman Reigns is their guy, and Rollins is going to get left out in the dust. I mean, it's going to happen. I don't want it to happen.
I don't think any one of them is going to go up in the dust.
I think they do.
Now. There's no way.
Honestly, I think they will, man.
I don't think it'll happen. I feel like what they're going to do is they're going to have Rollins.
They're going to have the new Triple H, Stone Cold, and Rock. That's what they're going to have. And Triple H, unfortunately, got left in the dust a lot of times because it's The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
But Roman Reigns doesn't have the mic skills The Rock did. So...
It's really hard to make comparisons to past wrestlers.
Of course it is. But the most obvious one is Dean Ambrose to Stone Cold. Because he hates everything and he treats everyone like garbage. He's insane. And that's what Stone Cold was.
I thought Dean Ambrose is just Dean Ambrose. You can pull some comparisons. Like there's definitely things you can make.
If you have to compare him to anyone in the Attitude Era, who do you compare him to?
If I had to compare Dean Ambrose to anyone in the Attitude Era,
yes.
I wouldn't really want to do it. Like it's kind of a cop-out answer, but I don't think he exemplifies. I feel like he's the closest thing we have to what Stone Cold used to do currently. Right. But I don't feel like that makes him like another Stone Cold.
I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying that's the closest thing we have to it.
But we don't need another Stone Cold.
WWE's hurting right now, man. They need someone to just like carry the company. Like they need a.
They don't need one person. They need people. They need a fleet of main eventers.
I mean, they just don't need Daniel Bryan. I don't like Daniel Bryan. Like I like Daniel Bryan, and I appreciate that he like destroyed his body to do what he did, but I don't like the character, and I don't like the whole yes movement, and I'm just not a fan of the Daniel Bryan character.
Fair enough.
Like, I'm a fan of each individual member of the Shield, and I'm a fan of the Shield as a whole.
I would agree. I also like the Shield more like Daniel Bryan. But, I mean, that's how that is. Plenty of other people will like Daniel Bryan more because, you know, he was their guy. He is literally the best underdog in the WWE at the moment.
That's the problem. He's an underdog.
There's nothing wrong with the underdog story, though.
There isn't. But there gets to a point where it's just not believable that he beats anyone anymore.
Well, yeah.
That's what happens with Rey Mysterio.
Did you know what again, this is another rumor, but since we're going on Daniel Bryan for a minute, apparently the plan for Daniel Bryan was when he won at WrestleMania, he was going to hold it till SummerSlam, and Brock Lesnar was going to come in and hit him with a reality check, and he was going to destroy Daniel Bryan the same way he destroyed John Cena.
By reality check, you mean a new finisher, or reality check like he was going to tear him a new anus?
I mean, like, it was like a reality check to the fans that, hey, the underdog doesn't always win.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Like, all right, that's fine. Yeah.
And they were going to have Lesnar come in and just beat the shit out of Daniel Bryan.
I mean, Lesnar's going to do that to anyone.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, how...
Whew.
Like, that would have been a great story there, but...
Yeah.
I feel like Daniel Bryan will always be a thing. You don't have to like the guy. I mean, he still does great things.
I mean, I like the human being. I don't like the Daniel Bryan.
Wrestler.
I don't like the underdog. I'm just not a fan of underdogs in general.
No, that's fine. Not everybody is.
I'm fine with Rocky. I'm fine with other underdogs. But just like in wrestling, I'm not a fan of the underdog.
There has to be an underdog in wrestling, though.
I'm a huge fan of Rey Mysterio. I just didn't like the fact that they always made it sound so unbelievable when he won a match.
I agree with you, but they stopped doing that for Daniel Bryan for a little while.
A little while, and then they brought it back.
Well, again, that's because that was the story. The story was Daniel Bryan was trying to topple the Authority. He was, in every sense of the word, the underdog.
I don't know. I just wish they would have been able to staple something on to Daniel Bryan.
It's also possible when he comes back, they'll have something different for him.
And they turn him heel, hopefully.
He doesn't need to turn heel. I hope he does not turn heel.
He needs to turn heel.
Why? If he's... No.
People are going... I'm not saying he has to turn heel now, but he has to turn heel eventually.
Oh, yeah, I mean, everyone...
Because people are going to get super tired of fucking...
Every character needs to evolve at some point.
Super Brian.
He doesn't even need to turn heel. He just become more of, Bryan Danielson. Which was when he was more... Daniel. Which was when he was more aggressive and everything.
Super Danielson. It's going to happen.
It might. I don't think so.
Mark my words, people. 3 years from now, when Daniel Bryan doesn't lose 2 pay-per-view matches in a row, you're going to be telling me I was right.
Dude, just because you won 2 in a row doesn't mean you're super... Like, you're
No. Not 2 in a row. You don't lose 2 in a row. You're super Cena at that point.
Most wrestlers don't lose 2 in a row, though.
Because most wrestlers don't go to 2 pay-per-views in a row.
Fair enough.
You see what I mean?
That's kind of what I was going for, but I mean...
I just want everything Daniel Bryan, John Cena, all that away. I want the 1 versus 1. Rollins can be the heel, Reigns can be the babyface, and Dean Ambrose is just like the wild card. They're just like, is he a babyface? Is he a heel? Is he a babyface? Is he a heel? We don't know.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, again, there's going to be more than just those three.
I just wish it was a triple threat at, like, some main event of a pay-per-view, triple threat, Rollins, Ambrose, Reigns
For
the
the title?
WWE title.
It might happen. You know.
Oh,
It'd be sweet.
it'd be awesome.
I'm still hoping that, it goes, Lesnar holds the title to WrestleMania, Reigns beats him, and Rollins cashes in at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then, oh, dude, how sick would, like, a fatal four-way be between Lesnar, Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns at Extreme Rules for, like, the blowback? And then we have, like, a temporary, like, reunite of, like, the Shield, and they just body Brock Lesnar.
And then they knock Brock Lesnar out because he's going to be gone for a few.
Yeah, because
he's going to have to leave.
Because he'll have to take time off again.
And then
so what if they sent him off that way? How fucking sick would that be?
That would be fantastic. And then they beat the shit out of Lesnar. And then they all just, like, Ambrose just goes after whoever. I feel like Ambrose goes after Reigns, and then Rollins just, like, stays in the corner. Like, you remember the triple threat match with Edge, Triple H, and Cena?
Yeah, where Edge would slide out of the ring and be like, you two go
Edge out of the ring and would be like, he'd push him into one of them and just be like, whoop.
Go get him.
Like, oh, he did that to you.
Get him, guys.
That's what Rollins needs to do. That's what I would want to see in a triple threat match for a title. I'm not saying he's going to, but like that's kind of
something that'd be like more like the Miz's heel character.
Fair
like
enough.
More chicken shit.
Yeah, I mean that's not really chicken shit more than it is just like, hey, this guy did this to you. Hey, he's the architect.
All right. I'm not completely against the idea.
I mean, I like the idea a lot. All right, so last thing, unless there's anything else you want to talk about, we're at the John Cena part, and it's been so long, I don't even remember what happened. That's how little the John Cena thing meant to me.
I'm surprised it meant nothing to you. I figured you'd be super salty about it.
I just didn't pay attention. Like wasn't it John Cena?
It was John Cena versus Bray Wyatt.
Right. And John Cena just like destroys Bray Wyatt, and then
basically, first of all, John Cena is not a bad wrestler.
He's not, of course not.
However, the dude does not throw a good German suplex.
Oh boy!
Oh my! I actually thought like he fucked up like on the second one and almost like killed Bray Wyatt. But Cena basically destroys him. He hits like the AA pretty early on, if I remember right. Kind of like what happened at the SummerSlam match. And starts suplexing him and hits him with a clothesline, and he's basically doing the Wyatt what Lesnar did to him.
He's trying to one up Brock Lesnar.
Well, he's trying to bounce back from
it.
And he starts just bodying Wyatt. And then Wyatt would get like a little bit of offense in, and then all of a sudden Cena would hit like one of those really stiff close. By the way, I really want Cena to start throwing like mean ass clotheslines because when he hit Wyatt with one of them, it looked like it was painful. But so
Cena doesn't know his own strength. That's what it is.
So
that motherfucker can bench like 500 pounds and probably doesn't realize like, oh yeah, I could probably hurt someone.
More than likely. But so Cena just bodies Bray Wyatt, and it gets to the point where like. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan interfere. And so the match ends in a DQ, and then, literally, I'm going to go back to my Mark Henry what the fuck. Mark Henry was attacking the Big Show, Mark Henry interrupts Rusev, and then...
No, this wasn't the same show.
Oh, this is a different show?
That was a week ago.
Maybe I have it all ass backwards then.
No.
But then,
he did come out and attack team with Big Show and then come out later, but that was a week earlier than this.
Anyway, so then Mark Henry and Big Show come out for the save, essentially.
Yeah.
And we have John Cena with Mark Henry and the Big Show, which, if that is not, like, the perfect, like, supervillain stance, I don't know what the fuck is. You got, like, the ripped main villain and, like, again, like, for, like, example, like a theater performance in John Cena, and his backup is these two gigantic mountains of men.
Yeah.
Like...
I feel like a sleazeball fits more there, like, the Miz, the chicken shit Miz. It's like...
Anybody would work there.
But I would love for, like, Big Show and Mark Henry to, like, run with this for a couple months and, like, Miz to go with the chicken shit moneymaker for a few months. And they just assigned me 2 new bodyguards. And then just have, like, Mark Henry and Big Show just walk to the ring in suits.
And they're only doing it because they're getting paid a fuck ton.
Yeah. They're walking to the ring in suits.
They're doing it for the money.
They're the they're the money givers.
Damn it. that was all kinds of terrible.
The tag team is called Big Money.
But, God, it's so bad.
Am I causing you pain right now?
I definitely have ass cancer.
Yes! You're welcome!
Yes, I asked a loan from you. So the world's biggest tag team interferes. That's an enemy, by the way.
Right.
And then it gets set up for the Wyatt family versus Cena, Show, and Henry.
The world's richest tag team.
you're going far on this, and I'm not gonna tell you no because that doesn't sound as terrible as you think it is. So we go back to the match, and it's a decent 6-man tag. It's just kind of whatever.
It's a 6-man tag,
and I believe, if I remember right, because we're doing this on Sunday now. It was Cena winning with the STFU on Luke Harper.
Yeah.
And at the end, so Harper taps out, and then Cena lets him go, and Rowan comes in, and Cena immediately hits him with I almost called it DFU, but with DFU or attitude adjustment.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Bray Wyatt I think Bray Wyatt was actually thrown in the ring by the world's biggest tag team, and when Bray Wyatt gets up, Cena hits him with the attitude adjustment. And then Cena's doing the posing with everybody else, and then all of a sudden, Big Show and Mark Henry start egging him on for one more. And Cena just picks up Eric Rowan and hits him with an attitude adjustment as well, and they pose down the show. And it was...
That's not the John Cena that...
It was done, I feel like, for the sole fact to remind people that Cena is still a badass. Like in the minds of like the wrestling.
Right, I'm totally fine with that, but I feel like
it could have been anybody else.
Not even that it could have been anybody else, but I feel like after the show, Big Show and Henry were like, "Go one more," Cena be like, "Nah, I'm done with these bitches. I'm done," and just like walks out pissed off.
I mean, but he doesn't need to do that. It's more of a statement when he lays out the entire Wyatt family with his finisher.
Of course it is, but I feel like it's I feel like it's more of a statement if you don't do what the babyface tag team says. Like if you don't do that and you're just like, "Nah, I'm done with these."
Well, he's still a good guy though. He's just they're trying to show his mean streak kind of thing.
You can't show a mean streak without some badassery. That's not bad to me. That's not badass. If someone goes, "Do that, bro. Do that," and you're just like, "Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you, bro."
I'm not saying that part was what was badass, but like the beating he was handing out.
Oh, that was bad.
That was the badass part.
Yeah.
And then the final stamp on all of it was, I laid out all the three members of the Wyatt family. What do you got, Lesnar? Like, what's next? What are you going to do that one up this?
20,
and granted, I'm
20
sure
German suplexes.
Lesnar be like 17
By the way,
German suplexes.
I just want to mention how great it would be if Cena would have hit one of those German suplexes and just Bray Wyatt snaps into the spider walk. Like, out of the German suplex.
Yeah, that would have been pretty sweet.
That would have been fantastic. All right, to close off here, I just want to mention to you, there was the weekly interview with Michael Cole and Triple H, right?
Okay.
It was fantastic because
Cole's
like, so last week, Rollins and Kane destroy Dean Ambrose and put his face through bricks. They tried the same thing with Reigns. How are you going to punish Kane and Rollins? And Triple H goes, punish Reigns and Rollins, or punish Rollins and Kane. What about Roman Reigns? He could have taken Seth Rollins' career with those bricks. He almost threw a brick in his head. He could have ended his career with that.
Did we cover like how he threw the brick in his head? I feel like we might have missed that part because
we didn't cover that. That was pretty funny because like he walks around and then the commentary on this was fine, by the way. He goes, he takes the brick and like Michael Cole's like, "Oh, Seth Rollins doesn't know what's gonna happen," and then JBL, "Now it does," and then Reigns just grabs the brick and Rollins like, "No, bro," and he just like jumps out of the way last second. "Are you okay, King?" And like I know in your heart of hearts you were like, "I hope he's not okay. I hope he's not okay."
But I don't wish body harm on Jerry the King Lawler. I just want him off commentary.
I feel like you don't like him. But Triple H is like, I have to punish Roman Reigns. What is this? You're telling me I can't punish Roman Reigns for almost ending Seth Rollins' career? What Seth Rollins and Kane did was best for business.
It was a generic Triple H interview.
It was pretty funny,
where
though.
He's just justifying
when he's like, "Are you kidding me? Punish Rollins and Kane?
Yeah.
For what?" Okay, so I just want to mention streaming. You do your whole handle thing.
I do the whole
Stream-a-tube thing.
Yeah, I do streaming on Twitch. On Twitch, the name is Adrenaline Bomb, exactly how it's spelled with no spaces. I'm sure there'll be a link in the doobly-doo beneath the video.
Herbadur, yes there will.
And I got a Twitter now.
You joined the progressive world.
Granted, I'm super salty because I'm pretty sure after I started streaming, someone took @Adrenaline Bomb. So I'm at Adrenaline Bomb with a 0 instead of an O and bomb. I'm kind of salty about that. Or I made that account and just forgot about it because that's also completely feasible.
Totally possible.
So at the moment, I'm at Adrenaline Bomb on Twitter with a 0 instead of an O. On Twitch, I'm Adrenaline Bomb as it's spelled.
Yep.
The generic, just playing games. Start doing some streams for some random shit. Planning to stream the fuck out of Destiny when that game comes out. That's sweet. So feel free to follow me.
Tell your friends.
I'll make fun of you. You make fun of me. We talk about how bad Mark is at life.
To be fair, he didn't realize his girlfriend was on the Twitch stream for
I did not, because I'm too stupid to know what her fucking college mascot was.
I mean, I was thinking, I was like, who went to University of Michigan?
At least her username was better than yours. You literally put your first name or your last name underscore your first name.
Yeah, because that way people know.
But nobody wants to know that it's you.
It's a play on words. My name is Mark Tally. It's Tally Mark. You know the little line?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
go fist yourself.
Follow this podcast at Not Just Black and White on Twitter. Exactly how it's spelled.
I still feel like it's called not Just Black and White because I'm white and you're black.
It's not just black and white because nothing I talk about is just black and white. There's always a gray area and there's always color. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in this week. Remember, next week I'm going to be talking about the NBA and Kevin Durant's new lucrative deal with my friend Reggie, and then I'll be coming back, depending on if SmackDown airs this Thursday, then I'll try and come back on Friday with Nick again for WWE Talk, since it'll be after SmackDown. But if it's still on Friday, look for it sometime on Saturday.
Or Wednesday.
Depending on when they announce it. All right, thank you, everyone.
Stay classy, Internet.